Alright, I'm going to do an entry TOA with budget gear, so Void. I'm going to be running Void. Light Bear if you can. If you can't, bring a just a melee ring or a brimstone ring. I don't know, whatever ring you want, basically. Dragon boots, I'm going to do mole slippers just because. That's everything. I will be pretty much camping. And then you will want range, crossbow. Blowpipe is not necessary but very helpful. I would highly recommend that. Backpack, whatever necklace you can of a, what is it called, a Fury or something? Whatever the lower one is. Basically downgrade if you have to from what I'm bringing. Melee setup, if you have a Hosta, I recommend also bringing the Karis. If you have a Fang, you don't have to bring the Karis. Just Fang is better. Blood Fury is amazing here. Highly recommend that. You will need a Dragon Dagger as a spec weapon. You won't really use it till the very end, but bring it. BGS if you can. If you can't, don't worry about it. Honestly, I'm not even going to bring it because I don't really need it. But it does help a lot, though. And then a mage swap, trident, occult, cape, whatever you can bring, basically. And then ancients. Bring blood barrage. Assuming you don't have this rune pouch yet, where you can bring ice and blood, just bring blood. It's nice for one room. You do want to be bringing thralls once you get comfortable, but the bloods really help a lot with learning. That's pretty much it for the gear that you will need. Put everything in their place. Melee swap. Yeah, your mage swap. That's basically a spec weapon. Yeah, that's pretty much all you'll need. Obviously upgrade if you can. If you are comfortable with more swaps, then don't bring Void, obviously. Bring proper swaps, even like God D'hide, Mystics. Whatever you can bring is better than Void. You will need a anti-venom. You'll want like a 2-dose at least. And a combat range pot as well. Yeah, those 3. And then, I don't know, 4 or 5 brews, the rest restore. That should be pretty much good enough. Okay, invocations. I do want at least a 50 invocation. I have room, whatever. I do want at least a 50 just for some chance at, loot. On a diet, turn that on because you're not going to be bringing in food, so it doesn't matter. These 2 you can also turn on. It won't make the raid that much harder. Overclock to 1 and 2, I highly recommend learning. These 2, it'll speed up the final phase of Wardens, but it'll also let you dodge boulders where you don't have to pay attention to them. So it's highly recommended to learn those while you can. Jungle Japes as well is pretty much free 5 points. Just turn it on, who cares? That should be pretty much good to learn with. And we will go in. Put your pickaxe in the wall here. Whatever pickaxe you have, Ruined Dragon, whatever, throw it in here. So it'll be in the raid later on. We will start with Zebak. So this room, you'll want to take a water container. I have a TOA puzzle helper plugin and tile packs on, so turn those on, stand on a blue tile, 1 click to the other blue tile. Sometimes you'll get hit, who cares? You just don't want to get hit on the way back. Blue tile, 1 click. And then water the plant. A crocodile will spawn where it's glowing red behind the bush. You can hardly see, but just mage him. Freezes are very good here too, so he doesn't eat your plant. Kill him before he eats the plant, basically, is the goal. Or else you'll have to run more. Got hit on the way there, but it doesn't matter. Dodge these poisons. And fill the plant. If you don't get hit, all you need is the 2. I realized I brought in a glove swap, but I have void, so it doesn't really matter. This one, crocodile is range. You'll want to be ranging unless you have a shadow or a T-bow. Then obviously use those. And go in. Drink a range pot. I like to stand here where it says first jugs. That's a mage attack. Mage attack. You also don't have to pray until it's like just about to hit you. If you want to conserve prayer. I recommend not doing that while you're learning though. Just camp the prayer. So this is waves just like Dragon's Lair 2. Just dodge the waves. That's a range attack. Also be on long range for here, so you can attack farther away. So if I was standing on first jugs, normally there's a better spawn here. Your goal is to try and push this jug into the rock. You can attack it and then stand behind here because it's safe. Normally it gives you a better spawn. If you're standing on these tiles, you'll have an easy solve. That was a really bad solve that you will get sometimes. Waves again. Range. Obviously dodge the poison. Stand on this tile and get ready for jugs number 2, which is right here. So you have a really good spawn, you just click on it diagonally. There we go, now it's safe. You can be up to 3 tiles, so 2 or 3 tiles back from these and still be fine. Yeah, 3. And then now he'll just speed up. Pretty simple fight. Just 2 different prayers you need to get used to. Now you do get full health and pray when it ends, so if you know it's just about to end and you're super low, then you might not want to waste a sip. We'll go Kephri next. This is a melee boss. So the puzzle helper will help with this room. I avoid these obelisks. Don't like doing that. You'll just click on here and just go in the order. 1, 2, 3. You don't want to click on any of the other tiles. There you go. Then cross over. If you have the puzzle helper on, it'll just highlight everything you need to do. And these ones just unlock all of them and match them, basically. Right, so I'll start with there. Now for this room, I think your Karis is better. Only for this room, basically. This is melee, so melee pot, run in. You don't have to pray for the first little bit. You could pray piety if you want. Now these two tiles are the are trapping tiles. They're very good to use. So I have flies around me. I'm gonna run to this tile. On the second phase, a melee guy will spawn in here, and the idea is to just trap him so you don't have to deal with them. Sometimes you'll kill him fast enough that it won't even matter, though. You might not be able to trap him. It's just good to get in the habit of knowing where those tiles are. If you're running with groups, they'll be used. Now you can pray once he's down that first phase. Poison, that's what the anti-venom's for. Once that guy's down, backpack, blowpipe, kill the swarms, still watch out for these shadows. These swarms just heal them. Also, next phase, he'll spawn a mage guy. So I'll, over here, so I'll want to be on this side. Sometimes he'll dung you twice, so you can trap on the other tile and then come over here, but I killed him too fast. So I have dung, I'm just going to run to a corner. So here's the major, you want to kill him first. Still avoid the shadows. If you hit him 3 times without killing, normally he'll fly to the other side. Okay, now he'll fly to the other side. I guess it's different in entry. So that's the melee guy that you were supposed to trap, but it doesn't really matter. Kill that mage first, though. That's your priority. And then back to the fight. You could also take off piety, but just wasting that. So now when you have the dung, when you have flies around you, you know he's just about to poop. Now you can start stacking it. Which I will show you in a second. Maybe. There we go. See, I have flies. I'm just gonna go to a corner. He'll stack the dung just so you're not putting it throughout the entire room. That's an auto dung. When he gets to last phase, he'll just do it. Just be prepared for that. If you're playing with friends or whatever, you don't want to trap each other. My prey is about to run out, but I don't really care. Should be able to kill him without dying. Dung again, just go to a corner. These little flies don't do too much damage, so There we go. You get full prayer back. That's why I didn't want to waste potions if you don't have to. Now this guy will give you supplies. Salts are like an overload. They're very good. I'm gonna take power for sure if I have enough supplies left to do so. If you're running low, you might have to take chaos or life. Ambrosias are one-click heal all. Heals you fully and your prayer. Scarabs will do prayer over time. But these are very good to have. So I'm going to do that first. You can put stuff that you don't need anymore, like your combat potions, back into your bank. Because the salts is basically a combat and a range. It's everything in one. And we're going to go to Monkey Room. I still want 1 dose of anti-venom just for this room. Because you might get poisoned in here. You'll want potions and a hammer. If you're playing with friends, the orb order at this top left here, that's the order that you're going to get sight in. And only you can see what's going on, so you have to make callouts for your friend, and once it swaps to them, they have to make callouts for you. I'm going to use Assault just because it does help a bit in this room, and I have a lot of extra. And go on in. Put your backpack on, and only swap your weapons. That's all you really have to do. First one's always Mage. So these red guys are weak to Mage. Blowpipe is very good for this room. So that's the site. So you have to call out vents. You pour a potion down the vent. Both of you have to do it. These mage guys are weak to range, and the range guys are weak to melee. Now there's these shamans that you want to focus. They summon these thralls. Kill these guys first, so they're not spawning a whole bunch of guys. Blood spells are very good for you. Kills them all at once. Those are suiciders. Step away from them, they blow up. Vents, I'm going to run to a vent, pour the potion down it. I'm going to freeze this guy just so he's out of my way. Mages are weak to range. These guys are melee. You can always pray in this room too, depending on what you're getting hit with. You can use the suiciders to also blow up and kill the guys that are giving you issues. So these shamans are a priority. I don't want them spawning a whole bunch of thralls. It gets overwhelming very fast in this room. See, I made that suicider blow them up. If you brought Blood Barrage, you probably won't have freezes to do that, but if you can bring in both, it's pretty helpful. You can stack all these guys up and heal whenever you want. Shamans. Vents, just pour a potion down it. If you're playing with more than one person, there is another one where they will light up red, and you just have to use the potion on them. Kill the shaman. Watch out, don't get dragged too. Sometimes these poison guys will kind of drag you. Use that to blow them up. That's pillars, you just use your hammer on it, or just click on it. And that should be the room. Yep. So I'm gonna get my prayer back up. If you didn't use Assault before, you also don't need anti-venom anymore, so I'm just gonna get rid of it. I don't care. If you didn't use Assault before, for sure use one now. I still have way more than enough time, so I don't have to, but use one now, and this room is melee and range. You will want a blowpipe for this, not crossbow, because it's very slow. If all you have is a crossbow, turn it on rapid, not long range. That's about it. Salt up, run in, protect from melee, and piety. I have this whole middle row marked, because if there's an invocation on called Mind the Gap, he'll push you back, stand behind these or beside these rocks. Anytime these rocks are out, you want to get beside them. When he throws that thing at you, it negates a whole bunch of the damage. So he's going to push me back. I'm going to swap to range as fast as possible and click the broken boulders. And just make my way through. You can also, if you break it fast enough and run through, now I'll swap to mage and just do some damage. It's just free damage, basically, if you can hit. If you have a shadow, it melts right here. Oh, I got one hit, and then swap back to melee. Dodge those shadows. Every time you see a shadow, basically just move out of the way. Boulders, get beside them. He's gonna throw that thing at you. Just negates the damage. Alright, range again. Now you can run right through. If you want to skip the whole boulder phase and not bother doing damage, just hit him. He'll stop the boulders. Don't worry about just taking your time through those boulders, though. You don't have to run through them. Just stay alive. Run from shadow. That's Baba. This is where your pickaxe comes in handy. If you have the Toa puzzle helper, there should be highlighted tiles in here that tell you what to do. So I'm going to pick up these mirrors. Some of them can be picked up, some of them can't. It's telling me to break this. Basically, your goal is to move these mirrors so it shoots from this guy and rebounds to this guy. So it's telling me I only need to place 2. So I'm going to do my first one here, and I'm going to rotate it so it angles towards this one. I'm going to put my second one down here and angle it that way. Now, you want to be 2 tiles away, so anything here is 2 tiles away. Right when it turns green, you want to click the middle to mine it. So when I'm ready, I'm going to push this and get into position. Right when this turns green, now you click. If you have high enough mining, you should be able to one down it. You want to dodge these, but I'm just going to take the hit because I want to one down it. There you go. Sometimes you'll have to do 2 or more, depending on your mining level. Basically, your goal is to just reflect it from this guy to the other guy. You can ignore all of these tiles I have marked because this is for butterfly. It's a technique you do with shadow, which I'm not going to be doing right now. But you will start this fight mage, and you're going to protect from melee, and then the next one you'll protect from mage and then from range. It always goes in that order if you don't have the invocations on. There is a lot to this room, but I'll explain it as we go on. So I'll run in, protect from melee, and just attack him. These, the red thing underneath them, these radius markers, you can add all these. Hopefully you can see it on your screen. That's what's telling me to pray. So I'm praying red for melee. Now, when these spawn, you want to kill the shadows. Now he swapped, so I'm gonna... Okay, and as Simon says, so death, fire, fire, death. You can keep hitting the shadow if you're comfortable. Lightning. Just stay alive. Go back in here. With these radius markers, now I know I need to pray range. You want to focus these guys out. Get these guys down. Come on. That's your timer up here. Okay, when he's ranged, you want to melee him. You can see he's not protecting from melee. Now it's protect from mage, and I want to range him. Always stay in the quadrant that the shadow is not in, because you're safe in here. Okay, next shadow. Oh, and as Simon says, lightning, death, death. Death. Lightning. Death. You'll pull him into this quadrant. You can't hit him if he's not in here. Okay. Mage. Oh, protect from melee though. You know, always heal up if you have to. Okay, next quadrant. I'm black right now. You don't want to move if your character is black, or else you spawn these orbs and they blow up if you touch them. Lightning, death, lightning, white. You want to drag him into this quadrant so you can damage him. I like to kind of get close to the next one. When it spawns, you just go to the next. You could always spec with him. Heal up a bit if you can. Right when he goes down. Oh, yeah, you want to pray redemption and turn your melee gear on. And just dodge the orbs. Just stay alive. Your only goal in this room. Stay alive. It gets overwhelming fast. You know, if you have to heal, just dodge until you can hit. There you go. Now you get supplies right before the last boss, so I'm just going to do life. I don't really need anything, but I'll choose life because ambrosias are very nice to have. So these ambrosias are one-click heal all, full prayer, full health, and then you'll want assault and an adrenaline here. I'm just gonna salt up, put it away. That's pretty much all the supplies I need. So right here, your best bet is probably range. If you have a, you know, better, like a Sang or a Shadow or, I don't know, anything else, basically a Fang or something, it's probably your best bet, but my best right now is just range. So you're just gonna, oh, you want to soak damage here? Almost forgot. You want to soak damage here until this orb is about halfway, or until you're about 75 HP. I was a bit late, so yeah. If you don't soak damage, these disco lights that are gonna spawn are gonna both spawn at the same time. So there's a set of red ones and yellow ones. they'll spawn at the same time if you don't soak damage. Just keep hitting the obelisk. Now he's going to summon these orbs. The first one, if you're with a group of people, you want to spread out for this. Once that hits you, it will damage you. Now you want to... Everyone needs to be on the same tile for that second one. It'll negate a bunch of damage if everyone stacks together. That's pretty much it for this phase. It just rotates through the same thing over and over until you kill this obelisk. Right when it's down, you want to swap to mage. These two tiles are very good to stay on if you can. You can dodge a lot of the specials. So you'll want to mage this guy. Pray range. That's a range attack. Range. That's a mage attack. So that's one of his specials. Range. And I'm just going to click away. Get back to your tile. And then once it gets close, you click away. That's a special, melee. That is mage. Once he's down, I'm going to adrenaline. And I'm also going to swap to DDS and melee and spec this core 5 times. That's 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and on the 5th, you try and get a sneaky hit in with a faster weapon. There you go. Now you swap to range. It's always mage and then range. That's a range attack. If you have to do more than 2 phases, he just swaps back to mage. These shadows, if you stand right beside them, it won't hit you. Otherwise, just avoid it, basically. That's a special, melee. He drops your prayer before he does that. So always be aware. Once he goes down again, swap to melee. Just going down, swap to melee, DDS, piety on, spec this core. Alright, back to mage. Now I'm just gonna waste an ambrosia to heal myself. I don't need any of my supplies really. If you're just about to die and you're panicking, always click on that ambrosia. Just heal yourself. Avoid those black ones. Just go over here. He's about to go down. I can DDS him a couple times. Alright. Now you'll want to range, probably crossbow here. It's always right, left, middle. You'll want to tag somewhere in the middle here just so you know. Right, left, middle. That's all it is the whole time. Right, left, middle. Left, middle. Right, left, middle. Don't worry about damage. Just stay alive. Hit whenever you can. He will summon skulls soon that you want a melee weapon for. Just the weapon. And you'll want to just kill the skulls as fast as you can. Okay, skulls are coming out. Melee weapon, and just click them as fast as you can. and then start back on the right side. Back to the left, middle. It's always that after every skull, always start on that right side. You can be anywhere in this area, but always start right, left, middle. Skulls. Get ready to pray as well. First one's normally mage. Yep, it's a mage. Back on the right, and now you have to watch these prayers through the entire fight. So that's a ranged one. Skulls. Now there's going to be boulders falling as well. Now he'll drop one boulder, just move a tile. And then right, left, middle. Now overclocked 1 and 2 is on, so you can pretty much ignore those boulders completely. They're not going to hit you as long as you're going at the right time. They will never hit you. That's the reason for overclocked 1 and 2. You can completely ignore them. Last skulls. It's a lot of them. If you're fast with it, you can. It feels so good to do that. Just fly through them. That's all for skulls. There's one more phase. Once he's low enough, it's the enraged phase. Right here. Now your goal is to just stay alive. You don't have to be right, left, middle. Just dodge the tiles that have shadows on them. This is the phase where the ambrosia is very good. If you panic or you think you're just about to die, just click on the ambrosia. It'll save you. Dodge stuff, click an ambrosia if you have to, if you're taking some damage. If I can ever hit, that would be nice. You still have to pay attention to those prayers as well, so it does get overwhelming fast. There we go. That's the whole raid, and then you hopefully get some good loot. If you get a rare item, this chest in the middle will be purple. Of course, I'm never lucky. But 58k, pretty bad. But that's the raid. Hopefully you get lucky. Good luck.